You're welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara teaching, a deep insight towards spirituality. Please ensure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification button. You're welcome to another episode of Greatman Ayilara teaching, a deep insight towards spirituality. Please ensure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification button. Hello and welcome everybody to today's episode of our usual program, and I want to welcome you specially. Today we're going to be talking about this certain query that I got. Do I call it query or inquiry? All right, so let this person sent this mail wanting to know if sin is dead or sin is alive. Now, I got a call all the way from Honolulu today, and it was an elderly person talking to me, and we were having this, would I say, a live chat about series of things regarding what the future hold for us, and what the future hold for for the youth, the younger ones. And he asked about my age. I told him, sorry about that. I told him my age, and he was around the age of 70, and he was wondering, okay, the things that you say, how do you get to know them? And how come those things escaped me when I was your age? And I told him, it doesn't matter when you find out the truth or when you become enlightened. What matters is before you left, do you have a clue of why you are here and what you're doing here, or the very planet or the law that governs where you are? And that is going to make me tell you a story as we delve into today's topic. Now, there once existed a particular master. Let's call him Master Y. I've told the story to the people on my Facebook before. But you know, Nigerians and Africans, they really want to read. They don't like reading. So I'm going to tell it to you as a story. Master X is a very well-respected person who is considered as a religious figure in his society. He has a lot of disciples. They follow him around. Anywhere he gets to, people want to welcome him into their houses. He has this particular disciple called Disciple Y for the sake of today. Disciple Y. The rule of Master X was anywhere we get to, any village we get to, when we have a guest who welcomes us into their house, we must not spend up to or more than 3 days in the house. Anytime we get to a village. The moment it is the third day, even if you don't have a next place to stay, you move out, you go to the market square and sleep under the cloud. This has been their law. They don't want to burden people with their lives. They are monks. They are looking for knowledge. All they want is to get knowledgeable or become aware of the environment they find themselves. So on this particular day, they got to this village in the dead of the night. And a certain woman who is considered as a prostitute ran towards them. She didn't go to Master Y. She went straight to Disciple X and said, you spend the night in my chamber. All the days that you will spend in this village, I will take care of you. Come to my chamber. Everybody knows that this woman is a prostitute. So Disciple Y, Disciple X said, I pray you, let me take excuse from my master. And the prostitute was like, would you have to take excuse from your master before you even take a breath? And he said, no. But surely he's my master. I must respect him for this. So he went. To the surprise of everybody, when he got to his master, he said, Master, this woman want me to spend the time we are using in this village in a home. What should I do? Everybody was waiting. So Master Y said, Go, you must surely answer her. And everybody was like, why would you allow him to go stay with a prostitute? The rest of the disciples started murmuring. They said, don't you know she will corrupt his soul? She will mess him up. She's going to take him from the focus of this divinity and this journey towards spirituality. And what Master Y said was that the test of your soul is in the presence of lust. The test of your soul is in the presence of lust. And don't you be scared of getting lost. The lust I first said is L-U-S-T, lust. The second one is O-S-T. He said, don't you ever forget or be scared of getting lost in the midst of the crowd. But what you be scared of is finding your step back to the right track. So the first day, the second day, and the third day, the rest of the disciples started murmuring and they started singing a sorrowful song. Surely we have lost our colleague. We have lost disciple X. He's never coming back. This is the third day and we're about to leave the village and we've not seen him. All of a sudden, Master Y said, shall we close our eyes for a little bit of meditation? And after the meditation, they opened their eyes. To their surprise, the disciple S is among them. By the time they opened their eyes, they were so happy. Everybody was so joyous. Oh, you made it back. But that is not the height or the peak of their joy. They now have another disciple amongst them. And this disciple is a female disciple. And she is that prostitute that was written off just because she chose a different path from the rest. So Master Y said, this is what I told you. The moment you become so scared of darkness, that shows you are not sure of your own light. Said nobody can change a man whose mind is made up to be the light and the salt of the world. He said, irrespective of where you find yourself, everything about life is a battle of force. May the best force win, either the dark force or the light force. And he said, when you move away from people you have termed as corrupt, that shows that you yourself are yet to attain your highest form of divinity. Because the moment you find yourself in your highest form of divinity, you don't try to control people. You don't try to force them to change. You just shine and blossom in their midst, like a lily blossom in the valley. You just spread your light and your joy, and before you know it, they come to the light that you have seen. So I'm saying this to you today, that you might have a person, maybe your wife, your husband, your co-worker, who does not really align with your school of thought. That doesn't make them a bad person. You shine your light and they will come to that light. Do more of practicing. Allow them to do the teaching. When they see that you have attained your highest level of divinity, you will be so attractive to them and become irresistible. Now they asked disciple X to conclude this story, that what made you not get contaminated by this person? And disciple X said something. He said, I did not fall to perdition or make useless of myself, not because I am scared of my master, but because I know what it takes to be intact in my spirit. He said, I do not do what I do because of the fear of my master. Surely he has chosen his own path. I do what I did, or I did what I did because I know the consequences if I fall below the expectation that I want for myself. And that brings us to this particular topic today. Is sin dead? What is your own idea? What do you think? Do you think that sin is truly dead? And how dead is sin? And what is sin to you as a person? Now, I'm asking this, and I don't mind if you can make it as interactive as possible by sharing your opinion on the comment section. And you also have the line that you can call, that you can call in. You can call in through the line in the comment section. You want to tell me, is sin dead or not? But let's start by defining what sin means. I will soon get off your way. What is sin? Sin is described as an immoral act considered to be a transgression against a divine law or a form of divine body or a divine being. Sin is seen as a transgression against a divine being, someone you consider as superior. Now, if you have been a member of this channel for a while now, I have been taking time to describe to you that the one you refer to as a supreme being is not living apart from you. The one you refer to as God, the one in the sky and all that, is not living outside of you. You don't look to heaven and ask for help. Now, limited people can ask for help from heaven. Those who do not yet know what it takes to be themselves could ask for help from heaven. But really, those who understood their supremacy and their level of divinity in this world turn inward themselves for the help they are looking for. I've defined to you before that divine intervention is not an external emissary coming to your aid. It is you activating your ideal spiritual ability to come to work. Now, when you see the divine person as someone who is external and different or away from you, now there's every possibility that you spend the rest of your days trying to please him. And you would not mind if you make the life of other people miserable. You just want to please that person you have not seen, while the one you've seen cannot even feel your effect as a human being on earth. So you get? Now, if you are a Muslim or a Christian, whatever it is that you practice, it is plainly written in all your scriptures that there is no way you can effectively love the one you have not seen when you don't show that love to the one that you can see. But the same religion gave you that particular idea constantly that you must give all your strength, all your power, everything you've got to the one that you have not seen. And they make little of the treatment that you melt towards the person that you have seen. Now, this is what I'm trying to tell you now, that while you are trying to make yourself heavenly useful, you are gradually becoming earthly useless. While you are trying to make yourself heavenly useful, you are gradually becoming earthly useless. And the set of people who gave you the idea of the existence of sin knows your human weakness, that as long as you live on this planet Earth, you will always fall short. Now, they make use of your weakness to hold you perpetually in religious bondage. And this religious bondage is a kind of installed microchip in our mentality by the instrument of family. Now, you grew up in a home where your mother keeps telling you when you do something wrong, they tell you all liars go to hell, all these things go to heaven, if you steal this. Now, they make you feel as if the consequences of your action can be delayed till further notice. And because they have lost grip over you, a woman or a man or a parent, a father or a mother who have lost grip over the child, use something unseen to scare the child and put them in order. It is failure on your part. I said again, if you are to resort to scaring your child with the devil or the God that they have not seen, you have failed as a parent. Now, it is your duty to use all the things that you can find in this world to make sure that your children are earthly useful. Whatever happened after life, let afterlife worry about it. Let the afterlife worry about it. Now, enough of you telling people that the repercussion of sin is this, because as a matter of fact, sin is neither in existence. It is neither alive, it is neither dead. What was never alive is not dead. Now, this is the ideology. They want you to know that something is called filthiness. Something is called filthiness. And because there is something called filthiness, they give you antidote, they call it holiness. Now, both filthiness and holiness is tied to an unseen force, devil and God. And the simple question you should have asked is, where is devil? Where is God? How did they come into being? Who made them? What do they look like? You should ask those questions. We should ask all those questions. But unfortunately, we are in a society or a kind of dispensation that take it in and just move with it. Now they tell you that the antidote of devil is God, the dote of God is devil. And they always give you what an opposite kind of life. And they always bring you to that place where you feel you judge yourself accursed. You judge yourself, you put yourself on the perpetual pedestal of blame and guiltiness. Now, they know if they have told you once and for all that whatever it is that you sow, you will reap. You will not keep coming back for any antidote. Now, what you will do is you will take good care of your decision before you take any step. Before you take any step. Now, the source of life created everything to flourish, to blossom at their own space, at their own length, according to their own order. And he stepped out of it. Now, this world is not governed by mystical gymnasium or some kind of cult. This world is governed by principles and by laws. And that's the reason the world is never, I say it again, never going to come to an end, because there are laws that bind the world together. And this law will forever, it was established from the beginning and it's never going away. You need engine and maneuvering to drive a plane. And you could make mistake, the plane could crash. That is because the law that governs it could be altered. Now, you don't need any engine to make this planet Earth move around the solar system. As long as there is solar system, the planet Earth will keep rolling in its orbit. And you are not enough to take away the solar system. You didn't create it. And the solar system has been in existence for millions upon millions upon millions of years. I heard some of you are praying strictly and very, very fervently for God or the Supreme Being to bring an end to the world so that everybody will start again. Don't waste your time. The time you used to pray for God to come again, for Jesus to come and rapture you, for the world to come to an end, use it to better your life. It is only those who are useless here that are looking for somewhere else to run to. The people that propagate the gospel of the world is coming to an end. The rapture is coming. Look at their life. They have messed up your life. They are looking for a way of escape, yet they refuse to die. As a matter of fact, they say heaven is blissful. People love to go to blissful places. Why do you also to get visa to countries that have made peace their priority? Why don't you just die and go to heaven? If truly you believe what you're saying. Some of them even pray and fast. God, don't let me die. Don't let me die. I don't want to die, Lord. It's not your matter. But you said heaven is blissful and that's where your home is. Why are you not going there? Because you are not even sure. You are not sure. So if your prayer now is Jesus come again, rapture happen, and at the end of the world should come, you are one of the few people that we need to get rid of in this world. You are useless to the God that you are calling. If you use the same time you use in praying for the end of the world to actually create heaven here on earth, you will not be willing to go. That's why your pastors and your sheikh, your religious leader are not willing to die now. They are seeing that it is possible to have heaven on earth. And this is the truth they know. They know that whatever they are eating here is all there is to their life. So they are ready to eat it to the last. That's why they are not going. Remember, you don't need to agree with me on anything at all. but we can be friends. Let's learn from one another. Now, the idea of sin was single-handedly created by people who want to put you in bondage of the thing that is not in existence so that you can keep coming back for antidote. Keep coming back for antidote. So they threaten you with a lot of things. The ground is going to open, fire is going to come, brimstone is going to come. People are doing things that are worse than the days they told you that God killed people by fire. Why are they not dead by fire yet? Have you bothered to ask yourself that question? People are doing worse things now than those days they described to you, that brimstone from heaven, everything quenched, everything fire, and all of those things. Why is it not happening again now? Are we not doing worse things now? That is to show you that God has nothing to do with sin dead, sin alive. He didn't create the sin to be. He creates laws and principles. The source of life, when he made the creature, he gave to each one an embedded code of this is your limit. When you go against this, this is what happened. You cannot escape this from happening to you. So when human beings begin to take responsibility for their life by knowing that they are not doing any divine being, they are not doing God. The problem is not about affecting God. Their life is in no way affecting God. Either they do it rightly or wrongly. Whatever it is that you do, bounce back on you. You are the one who bear the consequences of your action. It has nothing to do with the disposition of the supreme being towards you. But when you break the edge and the serpent bite, what you say is that God is judging me. But God is not judging you. The repercussion of what you do is what is happening to you. You should take it like that. Now imagine a world where people live by laws and principles that governs their environment, knowing that for every action, there is a reaction. Knowing that for every decision, there is a repercussion. Knowing that for everything you sow, you will surely reap. If it is not you, it will affect someone around you. And if you actually know what love means, when you want to do anything, you don't put only yourself into consideration, you put every single person in your world into consideration. But humanity in their lowest state of mortality are very, very selfish. It is all about myself. As long as I can get a breakthrough, anybody else can die. That's why you gather yourself together in a place you call a religious place where God is supposed to take preeminence over you. And all you say is people should die. You pray for people to die. You pray for vengeance. You pray for things because you have not attained your level of divinity. Where even if they throw at you snakes, don't bother throwing rats at them because it is of no use. The energy you will use to throw revenge or vengeance, use it to better your life. That's how people come into your own shadow because you have lived above them. You are living now above the reproach. Now, how much time do you invest to detoxify yourself of the things that people think this is the right way to melt this action? And you choose to just go the other way and say, no, let peace reign. So we must constantly live with the mentality and consciousness that for everything you give, there is a feedback. For everything you give in life, there is a feedback. That is a law, that is a principle that governs this planet we are. And that is how the spirit of life chose it to be. For every irresponsibility, there are consequences. So you don't go around messing your body up because you think. Now you start feeling guilty because you think you have sinned against a divine being. The divine being is not even human. Either you have sex or you don't have sex. It doesn't even know. It's neither male or female. If you kill someone right now, the guilt is on you. You are the one that loses sleep. You are the one that lives without peace. You are the one that keep having nightmares and dreams that you are not supposed to. You are the one that develop high blood pressure. You are the one that sees police and run. You are the one that cannot really comfortably just say, okay, yes, my hands are clean. It is about your peace. When you do things against people, you are not doing it against divine nature. You are not doing it against a certain God. You are not doing it against a supreme being. You are doing it against yourself. You know this is evil and you chose to do it. Look at how your life is right now. A lot of you carry so much burden around. When we see you, what you emit, the aura you emit is so toxic, is so strange. You are so toxic in terms of your jurisdiction or jurisdiction that people don't even want to come near you. They see you and they go the other way. Now check your life. What kind of aura are you emitting? Now, by doing what is evil, you begin to notice that your life and the content of your body is always negative all of the time. And this is one thing I want you to know. You cannot run away from the reality of your mind. You cannot run away from the reality of your mind. And because you are a spiritual being, the other person is also a spiritual being. You do not need to tell them that you are an evil person before they decipher that you are an evil person. That's why you get to a place and you want to move with this certain set of category of people, and you don't want to have anything to do with this set of category of people, because without a word, without verbal communication, you guys are emitting some aura. That's why I said you need to take a trip, a journey towards spirituality, and know that this is about detoxifying yourself of the ability of the mortality and becoming divine, even in your mortal nature. Now, the reason you're going to bow down to a fellow man like you and worship them as God is because they have been able to step beyond the boundary of reacting, behaving, living, thinking like an ordinary human being. When you think like an ordinary human being, surely there is no difference between you and the beast of the field. Surely there is no difference between you and the beast of the field, because they are creatures of instinct. Time and chances is what dictates their life. They do not have the capability to be intentional about what they want to say, how they want to feel, what they are thinking of, and the path they want to choose. I have people writing me every single time asking me, how do I control my mind from wandering? How do I do this and all of those things? Maybe one of these days we're going to answer that kind of question. But that's what makes you human. Why do you want to stop your mind from wandering? Why do you want to stop your mind from functioning? Why do you want to stop your mind from being worried? That's what makes you human. But then you can use your mind to worry about good things, and good things will come to you. We'll talk about some of that. So when it comes to the issue of sin, dead or alive, there is nothing like sin. If there are something like sin, we will say we are doing it to affect the countenance of a divine being. We are doing it to affect his reign. We are doing it to affect his life. We are doing it to make him feel unsettled, as if the supreme being is like human that react to everything the way. And the way we now brought down our intelligent self, our higher self, to the level of our low intelligent self, as if when we do something in our mortal body, automatically it should affect our relationship or our communication with our higher self. That's what religion gives you. So they get you in a corner where you keep asking for forgiveness, where you keep asking for mercy. But then there is something else that you can embrace that will make you stop asking for this thing. That is called responsibility. The Christian people, they call it grace. Grace. And that grace is not overlooking your sin. The grace is what enables you to live above reproach, to live above sin. Check your Bible. Titus chapter 2, verse 11 says, that grace that helps you to save yourself from the predicament and the filthiness of this world has appeared to you and every other person. It don't matter if they are Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or whatever. It is available. The ability, the inner ability of a mortal man to behave like an immortal is living inside of you. It helps you to say, you don't need to call anyone's name. You just need to realize that it is inside of you. And when you look at a sin or you are faced with temptation to commit sin, you don't start saying, let me do it ask for forgiveness. Oh, how will God help me? No, God is never going to help you. You consider, what is the repercussion of this thing? Will I be able to stand it? Will I be able to live with it? Can I sleep in the night when I do this? Then you take your decision and you face the repercussion. Simple as that. There is nothing like sin. People make mistakes. People fall. People fall out of line. People fall in line again. That's part of being human. But being human is a lot of responsibility. So what you should ask yourself now is, am I living responsibly? Am I living a responsible human life? When I want to do a thing, do I think? Do I behave like an animal, the beast of the field, who walks by instinct, who just make a creature of chance and time? Do I behave without intention? How is it that when I see a woman in skirt, I am easily moved? I just want to have sex with her. What is the difference between me and a dog? Some dogs have more self-control than some human beings. How is it that when people bestow their trust in me with some financial security, what I'm thinking of is how to dupe them? Do you think about that? Okay, do you now think back and say, what if I am the one giving my security to someone or trust to someone and they squander it? What will happen? Knowing fully well that everything you sow, you reap it back in double fold. So you now begin to think, if other people are in my shoe, if they do what I want to do, will I be happy being the one who get the effect of what they do? And this is what I want you to know. Everything you do not stop at you. It transcends to other people around you. And there's only one reason, that you are giving to an atheist, believe that there is no God, because you chose to live an irresponsible. There is only one reason you are giving to an atheist, to justify that God does not exist, because you, who is the God on this earth, chose to live irresponsible life. Atheists will show you and tell you that if truly God exists, why are children dying in Africa of hunger? If truly God exists. And you want to prove him that God exists by reading books to him. Atheists don't deal with books. They deal with practical evidence. Convince atheists. Now, how are you going to convince an atheist when you have food in your house to spare for someone who is hungry, and you chose to say to that person, hey, God bless you, brother, God bless you, sister, and you walk away, and when the food gets spoiled, you throw it in your dustbin, and you keep telling an atheist that there is God when there is a solution at hand, and you refuse to solve the equation? How? Can you see? Is there God in that? No God in that. God has no hand in what we did, what we do to each other. So we kill each other by the day and we say, God help me. So Iran is trying to kill America and saying, by the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God. America are killing Iranian, and they are saying, so help me God, the same God. So the atheists are looking at two of them. Okay, you are Islam, this is Christian. And two of you claim to one God, and you are in the name of that one God killing each other. Can you see the foolishness of life? Because we don't even believe or even understand the concept of what God is in this world. The moment you grasp the understanding of the supreme being, your life falls in place without being monitored, because you know that you are the God on this earth, and whatever you decree come to reality, and everything you say go, because you are taking responsibility. You are taking responsibility. So either you do it, the supreme being is fine. You don't do it, the supreme being is fine. There are repercussions for your action. And before you leave into the grave, either you get recycled again, you get another chance. Everything you sow, you shall reap. My name is Greatman Ayilara. Sin is neither dead or alive, and there is nothing like sin, only repercussion to every of our action. Only consequences for every form of our irresponsibility. Only feedback to everything that we give. And then if you chose to do nothing on this earth, nothing absolutely gets done. And if you must believe that sin exists, look at the way you treat your fellow human being. Yeah, we can call that sin. Because if you really want to reach out to the mighty God, the way you treat your fellow human being is what determines if you know God at all. So everything you do wrong towards your fellow human being, you do wrong to the supreme being who created them as his own extension in this physical world. I hope I can see you some other time when we come live here. And I hope that I've not upset you so much. That's just the simplicity of what we have to deal with. Do not let anybody keep holding seminars, holding talk back and forth, taking money from you because they want to tell you the things that are basic in life. This is the most basic thing in life. If only we come together, reason together, and think like a normal human being, a lot of gathering that you go to, a lot of meeting you go to, you will not be going there. Don't you ever forget the story I told you about that disciple X. He said, I did not sleep with the prostitute, not because I am scared of my master. Surely he has his own life to live, but I chose to keep myself pure just because I know what I will lose when I do otherwise. Everywhere you find yourself, keep yourself tight, holy, make it acceptable to every mankind by shining your light. And if you have salt with you, preserve their lives with it, add flavor to their life with it. You're welcome to join me in several of our humanitarian work in our organization, Crystal Love Support Foundation. You can follow me on my social media handles, Instagram and Facebook at the Greatman Ayilara. And if this is the first time you're joining us on this YouTube channel, don't be angry. Calm down. We will get to a place where you and I will be able to synergize and synchronize together. Press your subscribe button right away. At your right-hand corner up there, press the alarm button and click all so that if we have video or we come online to exchange enlightenment, you also will not be left out. And if you are still complaining that nobody is viewing this and we are not much, it is because you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Share this message with as many people as possible on your network. The more you share, the more the news carry around. I am doing my part. Please do yours also. Thank you very much for listening.
Greatman Ayilara teaching a deep insight towards spirituality. Please ensure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification button.